Hello. I wanted to talk about the importance of juggling gaming and loved ones or family. Growing up in the past, it's about playing games when it's appropriate for my parents, like when my mom would think it'd be okay. I would mostly stay up late at night. I mostly play during the day when she's at work, knowing, when she gets home around 3 or 4, if I'm still playing my games, she's gonna talk shit. She's gonna get on my head. She's gonna ask me about things that I've done. I didn't like that. If it's gaming around like 7 or 8 o'clock at night when my mom's home, she's gonna be down my throat. Growing up later on, well, my dad never cared about gaming. It's fun. Growing up later on, as I had girlfriends, I found it difficult to play games all the time without them, bitching at me necessarily. I felt like, well, they were bitching at me. I'd hear a lot of complaints about how I care more about the game than them. I hear a lot about complaints about all I want to do is spend time playing video games and not with them. Other complaints that I've heard are that I love the game more than I love them. Just, small things that aren't true. I just, I like gaming. Sorry, but okay. Well, I feel like I've discovered what it means or how to do this. I figured out, I personally am now 31 and I feel like I've hit a point in my life where I'm able to have a successful relationship and play games as much as I like. The trick is it has to be out of their sight. Building my own separate room for my games was really important. And also the time and when I choose to play these games are also really important. No more during the day, mostly at night. And if I play during the day, it's because my girlfriend's at work. I think it's super important to keep the gaming out of sight, especially when you like to play 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day, minimum, especially if it's something you love to do. The last thing you want is people down your throat about something that you enjoy doing. So keeping your gaming out of sight is number one. Moving it to a different room, and once again, playing at odd hours. So what I would suggest and how you set up your life is set your life up around gaming. Have a job where you're able to take the time to either sleep in or take the time to where you knock the job out early and you can come home and you can do what you love, playing games. Picking the time is crucial, and it's crucial for a job, and it's also crucial for your relationship, and if it's a girlfriend that you have or a wife, in my opinion. Making sure that you sleep in enough so you can stay up late enough to get your games in is super important. And if things have to get done that day, get them done. If you have to wake up and you have to go spend time with them at an amusement park, if you have to wake up and go and spend time with them getting morning brunch, or meeting their family, or going out and spending time with their family, or if all these are forced activities, schedule the time to knock that out and make sure that you have the time to play your games. Sharing the importance of playing your game is also necessary. Telling them how much you love to play, talking about the game, just sharing, details about the game. That way they know what you're up to during these times where you're not sharing it with them. So I totally recommend getting life out of the way first, then doing games. Only because they're gonna bitch at it. They're gonna bitch about it regardless. You're gonna hear about it from parents, you're gonna hear about it from your girlfriend, you're gonna know why you like this more than you like hanging with them. How can, it doesn't matter. So consider knocking that shit out, whether it's work, school, family duties, obligations, and setting aside enough time to where you're able to do what you want. Scheduling your sleep around either sleeping late in so you can stay awake late, or just knocking out your daytime activities and taking a small nap and then coming back to your game later at night. It has worked wonders for my relationship. It makes them feel like you have your priorities set in order, even if it's not what you entirely want to do. So here's my routine, or at least this is how I started. So I'd wake up around 11, and this is back in high school, back in when I had time off, or back in early college. I wake up at 11, smoke, eat, and turn on my game same time. Jump straight on my game 3 to 4 hours until I get hungry for lunch. Around lunchtime, I can either fix myself something or quickly grab a bite, jump straight back into whatever game I'm playing. Around 4-ish, the sun's going down, my mom's coming home. Sure enough, I'm gonna be bitched at. Might as well lock the door, let them know that I just played video games today, tell them about any kind of random schoolwork or random soccer practices that I have to do later in the week. Obviously not today. Today's a special day. I get the game all day. And sort of break their hearts every day. Do it completely over and over every day. Oh, and play until night. Play until 2 in the morning or whatever. But pretty much it was a daily routine of, hey, no time for you. I'm doing what I love. And over the years, I've developed distance between all my family. Both my parents have moved away. My sister, has also moved away. Personally, I feel that my relationships with them have suffered due to not spending time when they're awake, with them. And I mentioned earlier, girlfriends. I personally have had relationships, fight in relationships about video games, about playing too many video games, about what importance the video games is at. It's, I want to play video games and I want to have a girlfriend, darn. But what has worked now, at least where I'm at now, recently had my girlfriend move in about a year. So there's no escaping what I do throughout the day, and there's no escaping like your hobbies and what I love to do. So what I have devised the schedule that I am now on is she wakes up early around 6, and that's when I'll be going to sleep almost. I sleep the whole time she's working. And what do I do for work? I work mostly, all my work is starting at 11 a.m., no time earlier, and then maybe sometimes I'll get off of work late-ish, 11:30, 12. So there's still that nighttime for me to play games, and that's when I schedule nowadays. So what works for me now is waking up around 11 or 12 and preparing breakfast. And I can jump on my game for a little, but I know that as soon as I see my girlfriend or she gets home from work, that I have to forfeit all time to spend these times with her. Not to avoid any fights, but it's more so I can game harder. What I decided to do with the day, during the time of my day when I wake up, focus 100% on my relationship, focus 100% of the time with them, doing whatever kind of duties that I had to do. If I do have to do some kind of work or during the day, I'll wake up and I'll blast through it. Obviously during the middle of the day after I've eaten, and maybe turn on my game for an hour or so. Knock that out during the day. Also, knock the time out of the quality time with family or going somewhere. I know that roughly between 12 to 8, 12 to 9, about a full work day, about 8 or 9 hours is going to be devoted to spending family time or time with my girlfriend, or whatever plans that she has for us, or whatever plans that we decide to do that day. It's important for her because that way she doesn't see the hierarchy of what comes. She doesn't want to have that argument of but video games first or whatever. And the whole point, the whole reason I'm making this video is to help share with you guys how to avoid those conversations. Spend the time during the day and, you know, share about your game. Tell them about your game. Explain, you know, what's going on in the game and the things that you love to talk about, and explain to them or tell them about, you know, why you love it so much during the day, but not playing. That's the way you can check those boxes. You can spend those quality time, and then get right back into the action, you know, after. Yeah, I found that my relationship has haven't had that video game, you know, conversation, because I devote the day, my day, you know, it's her night, my day, to her, and also to doing whatever hobbies or whatever plans that we have. And then once that's checked, like, it's back to everything I'm telling her about, which is the games that I love and the reasons why I'm gaming. And I think it would work for my parents as well if I was still living with my parents. I think that if I, you know, 3 o'clock, you know, if I would go back in time and 3 o'clock my parents get home, I shut it off, shower, and then obviously, you know, spend time with them on the couch, just telling them about my game, or, you know, discussing with them or talking with them more. Just having that 4 or 5 hours when my mom would get home, you know, speaking with her, I think would help our relationship, would have helped our relationship, in hindsight. Unfortunately, you know, I shut myself in my room and I game 24/7, 7 days a week, and, you know, it created a distance between me and my family, and not enough time shared, a lot of dinners not attended, a lot of family events just not shown up for, kind of like weird antisocial kind of behavior that I love, and I love, you know, just showing. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to better your relations. So what it works for me, once again, is sort of having the work day, my scheduled work day, to where I set that aside for family time or my girlfriend, and knock those boxes. And then by the time we're done with those and I've shared, you know, why I love gaming, I can get straight back into the action when it's time to wind down, and, you know, it's nighttime and it's time to turn on the boob tube, right? And that's it. So thanks for listening. Also, I want to hear more about how to be better in relationships. If you have more suggestions or any comments about how to live a successful, happy relationship and also be a successful gamer, please share, because that's all I'm trying to be. I'm just trying to be a good boyfriend and also the best WoW player there is, to be honest. Yeah, peace.